What's been the most pleasing aspect of the campaign as captain?
I think before we said we want performances, and we get the performance and not really the win. We always kept saying we just need to get the wins, whether it's ugly, we just need to win. And we're banging the wins out at the moment. We went to England with 14 men for 10 minutes and we got a win. Similar, Italy made it quite scrappy for us, but we managed to win without a good performance. So I think the key thing is that we're just getting wins, and that's great for confidence and momentum.
Looking at your captaincy, it's not something that you're unfamiliar with. You've been a captain from a very young age, amongst all the age grades.
Yeah, I did 18s, 19s and 20s, which I wasn't too comfortable doing it back then. I didn't really want to do it, but I thought it would look good for my CV and help me sort of break through to senior level. But it's starting to feel quite natural and more comfortable now than when I first did it. I was a bit nervous about it, of course, but I can go most of the week and not even think about it now, to be honest. I've sort of got a routine, players sort of understand my style, I guess, and I can just crack on like normal. So I'm really enjoying it at the moment, and especially when you're in a winning team, it does help.
So you feel that you've matured as a captain? What things are you doing now that you weren't doing back then?
I was quite concerned about how people would sort of perceive me as a captain when I first started, but now I just learn just do what's comfortable for yourself. You still have to make sure your performance is good. You see a lot of captains in the past who become captain, maybe don't focus on their performance. Suddenly then people start getting on their back about they're not playing well and they're in a downward spiral then. So first thing you have to prioritise, which people might think is a bit ironic, is your own performance really. You have to make sure you still get that right, and then you can start worrying about the teams.
You cut your teeth as captain in the Junior World Championship in 2008 in your home country in Wales. What are your reflections and memories from that championship?
That was good. We had a good run. We beat Italy, Japan and France to get through to what was the semi-final against the All Blacks then. And I think it's really good for your development, because not just playing different styles on the pitch, is like more media exposure than you're used to as a junior. So it sort of prepares you for professional rugby quite well. And I've come through from the age groups with guys like John Davis, Lee Halfpenny, Rhys Webb, Ryan Bevington, Josh Turnbull, Tipperick. We've got 9 boys who are captain that team. I've known them all, for most of them, for at least 4 years already. So it's quite unusual to be at the age we are now and have reasonably quite long relationships in rugby terms with players in the squad.
Is that something that the public at large maybe don't quite understand, that you've played a lot of rugby with these guys already from a very young age?
Yeah, I think so. Like guys like Lee and Ryan Bevington, Rhys Webb, I've known since I was 15 years old. That's 8 seasons of rugby. I played with them for the 16s, 18s, 19s, 20s, and senior level or at club. So I've had about 7 or 8 seasons with some of them already, which is, I know it's not all at professional level, but you do sort of have that friendship, which does help when you're in a team environment, and I think the squad we've got now, we all get on with each other pretty well, and that definitely does help.
And the Wales captain can go all the way. Sam Warburton gets the scoreboard moving for Wales. And it's the young captain who gets the first try.
Looking back at those games in the Junior World Championship, you scored a try against Italy, one of the first ever Junior World Championship tries. Can you remember back that far?
Yeah, I can. I was a lot quicker back then, I think. I got a good 40-yard gallop in, but a few knee injuries later, I probably lost a yard. But no, they were great times, and it was in the summer, so lovely dry pitches. We managed to play some pretty good rugby and play the All Blacks in the semis. 10-all at half-time. A few of us went off injured then with a couple of bumps, and we conceded a couple of tries, and the scoreboard looked quite ugly. But it was a good campaign for us, and we had quite a successful team making the semi-final at the 19s and 20s in consecutive years.